A title from the golden era of Call of Duty. Following the mighty successful Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, all the eyes were on Treyarch. Expectations and stakes both were really high, and they did not disappoint at all. A completely new and different setting for the campaign. A multiplayer mode featuring gameplay which was in stark contrast to that of Modern Warfare 2, favoring balance over anything else. And a cool follow-up to the Zombies mode featured in Call of Duty World at War, Treyarch's previous entry in the Call of Duty series. Call of Duty Black Ops 1 was the serious contender. Before we move on, I'd like to ask that question. Were you a Modern Warfare 2 guy or a Black Ops 1 guy? Do let me know down in the comment section with some reasons, and let's move on first with the campaign. The campaign is set in the 1960s during the height of the Cold War era. It follows the story of a CIA operative, Alex Mason, as he is interrogated in an attempt to get information about the location of a number station, which is due to transmit broadcasts to sleeper agents instructing them to deploy chemical weapons across United States of America. So most of the story missions are actually flashbacks experienced by the player as he is interrogated by these operatives. The campaign features several locations such as Cuba, Laos, Vietnam, the Soviet Union, US, Hong Kong, and the Arctic Circle. Along with Alex Mason, you are also going to be playing as another CIA operative, Jason Hudson, who is a really cool character. And then, in one of the missions, you are also going to be playing as Viktor Reznov, a soldier of the Red Army, who was a major character in Call of Duty World at War, and plays a very significant role in this title as well. This campaign also makes you come in contact with some historical figures such as Fidel Castro and John F. Kennedy, which was actually really cool. And then you are also going to be able to experience some really historic conflicts like the Cuban invasion or the Vietnam War and stuff like that, which was also really cool. This particular era was not very common in video games, which made it really special actually and refreshing for the Call of Duty franchise, and was an amazing experience from the beginning till the end. There are so many iconic missions in this campaign, but the one that stood out the most for me has to be Vorkuta. It is one of the two favorite campaign missions of mine from the entire Call of Duty franchise, the second one being Takedown from Modern Warfare 2. So in this mission, you are going to be trying to escape from a prison, a literal hellhole called Vorkuta. You are going to be fighting your way out along with all the other prison inmates, and yeah, it has some really cool visuals along with an amazing emotional punch. It was the second mission of the campaign, and it really set the tone for the entire narrative, and yeah, it was really iconic and memorable, and like I said, it's a personal favorite of mine as well. The antagonists, they were pretty nasty too. Kravchenko, Dragovich, Steiner, all these guys were pretty wicked. Then the strong psychological thriller element present throughout the campaign was really refreshing actually. The brainwashing, the numbers and their meaning, the interrogation and stuff, the flashbacks, it was all really cool. In the beginning, it felt like the campaign was going all over the place, but in the end, everything falls into place seamlessly, which was really cool actually. The mission design is fantastic. I've already mentioned Vorkuta, but there are several others, and another very good one was set in Hong Kong where you have to escort this scientist to safety, and you're going to be fighting on the rooftops of Hong Kong. And it was just really cool with an amazing backdrop and stuff. And the campaign alone makes this title totally worth it, but we do have multiplayer and zombies, so let's get into multiplayer now. Nuketown, Summit, Firing Range. All these iconic maps originated from Black Ops 1. And 12 years later, when you see these maps rocking in new Call of Duty games, you know that the map design was just fantastic in Call of Duty Black Ops 1. Just like every Call of Duty game, not all the maps are amazing. Some of the larger ones are pretty mediocre. Maps such as Crisis and Array are pretty bad actually, but the overall map design is really good. Like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, the multiplayer mode in this game is in stark contrast to that of Modern Warfare 2. This multiplayer mode gets rid of the word overpowered completely, which was really common in Modern Warfare 2. Everything was overpowered in Modern Warfare 2, barring a few exceptions. The kill streaks were grounded, so no nukes, but there were still some really cool streaks present, like the chopper gunner, and you could absolutely dominate the game with it. And then my personal favorite, the dogs. And then the weapons, they were really well balanced, so no noob tubes and stuff like that. And then the secondaries were secondaries, they were weak now, and the shotguns were not secondaries anymore in this title like they were in Modern Warfare 2. The weapons present in this title are pretty unique actually, probably because of the era in which this title is set in. Along with series staples such as the M16s and AKs, there is a lot of other stuff present in this title which was really unique to this game, such as the G11, which is a burst rifle, and the Galil or the Enfield, and a machine gun called the Stoner 63, which is my favorite LMG from this title. Some other highlights from the multiplayer in this game are customization options present for both your soldier as well as your weapons and reticles and stuff. Your soldiers can have various sorts of face paints, and you have some decent amount of soldier variety available to choose from as well. And then this game featured COD points as the in-game currency with which you could buy customization items as well as weapons. And yeah, you could also gamble with these COD points in free-for-all playlists called the wager matches, which was a really cool feature. This was also the first Call of Duty title with official bot support in a special mode called the Combat Training, which had its own progression system and could be played alone or with friends against AI opponents, which was really cool actually. So yeah, the multiplayer was really fun, and it was a dream come true for anyone who desired a thing called balance. It was home to iconic maps such as the Nuketown, Summit, Firing Range, etc., and then weapons such as the Galil and the FAMAS, and then new kill streaks such as the RCXD, which was introduced in this title and is really famous till this date. And then this game also features a cool zombies mode, which is an expansion upon the World at War zombies. And yeah, it's really entertaining. You could play as John F. Kennedy, Richard Nixon, or Fidel Castro, etc. And it was fun. I'm personally not a big fan of the zombies mode, but I totally understand where the hype for this particular game mode comes from, and I totally respect that. But I'm probably not the best guy to, discuss about it. So I'll just leave it at that. Finally, some negatives, and if you are a die-hard fan of this title, you are probably gonna hate me for this, but I'll have to say this anyways. I've got some big problems with some weapon categories in this title, like not particular weapons, but full weapon categories, like the SMGs, the sniper rifles, and the shotguns, as well as the secondaries, yeah. There was a decent amount of SMGs present in this title, but apart from the AK-74U and the MP5 maybe, all of them were just completely trash. And then the sniping. If you were a good sniper in this game, then you are probably the best Call of Duty sniper in the world, because the sniping was almost killed in this game. It was really, really tough. The shotguns were useless too, and then the secondaries, they were, especially coming from Modern Warfare 2, they were just weak overall. And for some it might be a big win because they needed balance, but I preferred the Modern Warfare 2 overpowered feel, and it was just something that really clicked with me personally. The best way for me to sum it up from my personal perspective has to be the fact that in Modern Warfare 2 I would try more stuff, like more weapons and combinations, while in Black Ops 1 I would stick with the same weapons like the FAMAS, the Khalil, or the Commando. My personal favorite assault rifle has to be the Commando. What was yours? Do let me know down in the comment section. That was that, and then it also had some performance issues, especially on the campaign, which takes away some points as well. And then the look. I personally prefer the color palette on Modern Warfare 2 more than Black Ops 1. But this was all to just explain why Black Ops 1 is my second favorite Call of Duty ever, behind Modern Warfare 2 by just a bit. But it's a great game and will always be. So yeah, this title will always be worth it, and if you love Call of Duty games, you should definitely check out the video I made on Call of Duty Infinite Warfare's campaign only. And that was pretty much it. Thank you very much for watching. Peace out.